Our YouTube channel now. Hey guys, welcome to Game Week 14. It's Gillas here. Tonight I'm joined with the FPL Addicts crew, the guru from FPL Addicts himself, as well as Christopher Reed, FPL Addicts Reedy. You join us live for Game Week 14. The boys on here with us tonight, Ollie Walker-Peel and Elliot Craig. They're off on their holidays again after finishing their exams. They're all like celebrating. So we've let them off. We've paid for them to go on their little jollies this week. So welcome to the Fantasy Premier League 2021-22 season FPL Addicts preview show, powered by Esports Live, powered by Bonus Bank. Wherever you're listening or watching, like we've mentioned, we've got the dual stream on tonight as well on YouTube, as well as Twitter Spaces, which we are absolutely loving. But if you're enjoying the content, make sure you give the video some love on YouTube with a like and a subscribe. And if you're listening on podcast after the show, please leave us a review and a rating. It really does help. But obviously, we're going to get into this now, the Game Week review. I'm just going to bring my share screen up on our YouTube now. And we're looking. Guru, how was Game Week 13 for you, mate?
It was a very low average this week. I did get above it, but again, wasn't my best week.
Fantastic. And Reedy, how are you doing, mate? And Reedy, how are you doing, buddy?
All good, mate. All good. The games are coming thick and fast. So a lot of things to think about in terms of transfers, making moves, and all the rest of it. It's almost like last year, isn't it? Where the games were just constant. We had so many games and stuff. So I'm enjoying it. I'm looking forward to Game Week 14 already.
Oh, it's smashing, mate. I've just brought the wrong share screen on here, so I'm just going to bring it up again. We're going to review some of the results over the weekend. Obviously, we had a number of issues, as you mentioned, with the Tottenham game, which absolutely threw me off course with my game week. But it is what it is, and we've just got to deal with that, I guess. So if we go on here now, we'll start with the Guru. Results-wise, what was a highlight game for you?
I think this weekend, I'd say that Chelsea-Man United game, I actually didn't expect Man United to get anything from that one. So for them to come out with a draw, I thought was actually a really good result. And I thought it was interesting to see, obviously, Ronaldo on the bench and Sancho coming in. In that attacking position. So that was probably the interesting one for me. That Jorginho mistake, was crucial in that one. And then obviously he got to make up for it with the pen. But I'd probably say that result, because I actually did not expect United to get anything. So that really did, interest me.
Yeah, it was. I got a bit excited when Jorginho made that mistake. And obviously he tried to bring it down from the air. Listen, he's probably capable, but when you've got Rashford and Sancho running at you, not the easiest one to be under pressure with and deal with. He should have probably just headed it away. So United on that, I suppose the press and the counter-attack at that point, it looked good. The stats were 1,000,000% against United. The amount of corners, the amount of shots that Chelsea had, they could have had a lot more. So, United coming out of that with a 1-1, I was pretty happy with that. I think I said on the podcast last week, we'll take a draw out of that, which is horrific to say, because if Lampard was in charge, I'd be a bit more excited. But with Tuchel in there and them being Champions League winners now, it's a bit of a different story. But yeah, it was Ranić's in there now for United, so it'll be interesting to see what kind of happens with this United team and how he's going to deal with Ronaldo and and all that. But it was interesting to see what Carrick did, and he's leaving that position undefeated, I guess. Looking forward to seeing what he can do in the backroom staff, and hopefully he goes better underneath what he did against Ollie. But over to you, Reedy. What was your highlight from game week 13? Which match took your fancy, mate?
It was probably, for me, only two that stood out, and that was obviously Leicester-Watford. But last week I didn't go for the Liverpool-Arsenal game, but I am going to this time. Liverpool-Southampton. What can I say? When we're on fire, we are on it in front of the Anfield crowd. And Diego Jota obviously grabbed a goal early on, and I don't think it was ever in doubt that we were going to win that game. So nice, comfortable win for us. Enjoyable game. Plus for fancy managers as well with those Diego Jota owners. Even Virgil van Dijk chipping in with a goal as well. So and Salah, don't forget. Salah and Trent as well. So it's good from a fancy point of view as well as being a Liverpool fan.
No, listen, I bet you were happy with that, and obviously we'll get into your team shortly. I know you'll be excited to tell everyone about what move you made and why that put a smile on your face. But it was definitely going to be kind of a one-sided affair with that Liverpool fixture. It was good to see some of the assets. I just wanted to bring to everyone's attention. Obviously, Andrew Robertson was back. He got his assist in there. Guru, what are you thinking about Robbo?
It's an interesting one. Look, I obviously we've got our mini league for the FPL draft as well, and I'm lucky enough to have the Trent and Robbo double up. So I was able to get Robbo in at the start of the season when he had that injury. I sort of kept him there waiting, and he's been delivering the goods to me sort of over the last few weeks, and getting that 12 points was massive, and I'm liking him. He's low owned. He's obviously playing in a strong side. But again, at 7 million, it's one of those. We've got all of our sort of eggs in Trent. Do we need both when you've got Cancelo out there? Reece James as well. And Alonso now coming into the frame. So I just feel it is an interesting one. I think he is a big differential. But again, there's so many good fullbacks this season.
Would you be telling fantasy managers to stay away from a double up with Alexander-Arnold and Robertson?
I've seen it work a couple of years ago. I wouldn't be saying no. I definitely wouldn't be saying no. It's definitely an option. It's there's points to be had there, but there is just so many options. We're just sport for choice this season.
Yeah, definitely. The defense has been kind of one of the biggest highlights of the season in FPL. It's some of the assets were a lot cheaper this year at the start, but the fullbacks have been showing a lot of promise and a lot of value in there, and hauling the points. And just going through a couple of the other results, we watched the Arsenal-Newcastle game on the watch along on Saturday. Wasn't too impressive. Obviously, Newcastle didn't deliver anything under Eddie Howe, and Arsenal looked okay, but a couple of fullbacks in there caught the attention. Reedy, Tavares and Tomiyasu. Do you fancy any of them coming into your team?
Yeah, they did all right, didn't they? Not too bad, albeit against a struggling Newcastle side at the moment. Eddie Howe's just not seemed to. I know it was Arsenal, so it was a bigger game for them, and it was going to be more difficult. But yeah, the Arsenal fullbacks had a lot of joy. They're cheap at the moment still. Tomiyasu, Tavares. If you do want to get him in there, they are definitely differential fullbacks, and they're going to be low ownership as well. So you've got to weigh it up in terms of what you've got in your team already. The likes of, as Guru's mentioned there, Reece James, Livramento, Trent, Cancelo. These are all the ones that people have got. But Arsenal fullbacks are definitely not ones to be overlooked, I'd say.
Yeah, fair enough, mate. And the last game from game week 13, I just wanted to touch on Leicester versus Watford. Obviously, Watford turned United over not too long ago, and they've gone to this game against Leicester. And a couple of FPL legends kind of stepped up. James Maddison, a player I really like, and he hasn't really done the business this season. He's obviously had the injuries. He hasn't managed to capture any form, but he came away with this game with a goal and 2 assists. Jamie Vardy, who is in my team, who we'll touch on when we do our review of our teams, but him grabbing 2. Leicester assets, Guru, talk to me. What what are we looking at? James Maddison, Vardy?
Oh man, I wish James Maddison did that on the first day of the season when I had him in my team. But yeah, look, there's I think Leicester have got some good fixtures coming up. For those that kept Vardy, well done. Hats off to you. You were patient, and there's no reason to sell him right now. He's just come off the back of 2 goals. There is some nice fixtures coming up for Leicester. You're probably best off just sticking with him. That was a really nice return for those Vardy owners. Look, I'm keeping tabs on Maddison. We know when he's in full swing what a good player is. He's on set pieces, corners. We know he can take a free kick as well. He's got that injury record though, which is always obviously a problem. So probably those 2 for me, Vardy, Maddison. Again, I'll always like to keep tabs on Harvey Barnes every now and then. He's always an interesting one. So yeah, definitely keeping eyes on Leicester. And again, well done to all those Vardy owners. It was a huge return, and it was more than deserved for the patience.
Yeah, FPL does pay back in loyalty every now and then, and FPL managers like myself with Vardy reap the rewards from that, and he carried me through for sure, especially after that Spurs game got postponed. Not that Sean Dyche wouldn't have minded playing in that snow. I'm sure he would have played with his shirt off as well, wouldn't he? But obviously, going into everyone who's listening now, whether you're on YouTube or you're in our spaces, this is our Game Week 14 preview show. Obviously, it's Tuesday night, not usually our regular spot. So Tuesday night here in Australia. Obviously, we're based in Melbourne. We are streaming live on our YouTube channel, FPL Addicts, as well as our FPL Addicts podcast on Spaces on Twitter. So thank you for joining us, whichever platform you are joining on. So we're just going to quickly review our mini leagues that we've got with the FPL Addicts. So we're over to our paid mini league. Donald Breslin, Dodie, who's been on our podcast, is in our Discord channel as well in our community. He's been on as a guest. Top of the league, 912 points overall. Came in with a strong 63 points and sitting top of that league. He is not doing bad overall, and he's 4.9k overall as well. So Dodie staying up there, absolutely every credit, mate, and you're absolutely smashing it. Steve Ward in second, Jordy Wilson in third, and Tom Stones in fourth. Now, Tom Stones won the FPL Addicts Mini League last season, and he started off this season with an absolute bang, and then he kind of went off the boil the last couple of weeks, but he's found a bit of form in recent weeks, and he's sitting in fourth position, 886 points, 24k overall. And he's also taken out the Manager of the Week award for us in Game Week 13. So he takes away the $20 Aussie cash prize, which is our weekly prize. We're giving away 38 of them this season. So Tom's actually picked up his second one this season, and he's already added the Manager of the Month award as well. So I think that was like $240 he's earned already as part of the paid mini league. So every credit Tom Stones, and welcome back to the game. 72 points he hauled this week. Chris Reed, were you anywhere close to that?
You've got to be joking, haven't you? no chance. No. He's done really well there. Let's be honest. And like you say, they went off the boil a little bit, went a bit quiet. But I don't think it was ever in doubt that he'd still be able to get some big hauls, which he's done for that game week. So yeah, that the main one really for him. Is that Tomiyasu, and I suppose Tony getting his penalty that everyone's been waiting for this season. When is he going to get that penalty? When's he going to put it away? So brilliant score by Tom. Hopefully this is just a one-off, and he goes back to getting low scores.
Yeah, that's it. He's doing cracking in there. He's got the likes of Jota in there, Salah. I mean, he's got Rudiger in there. And like when I was watching the United game, like Rudiger could have had 2. To be fair, he hit the crossbar in the first half, and then the second half, in the last closing minutes, he went for Hollywood and went for the volley.
That's shot. I mean, if it had a bit of composure, he probably could have placed it. It was a cross that came in at him, and you have got a lot of ability to put that away, but it came in so fast. I think he just thought, I'm going to go for this, and absolutely smashed it. And it was a 50-50 really. It could have went in the back of the net and put a hole through the net, or went the way it did. So it was unlucky. He played well, Rudiger. Yeah,
I'm quite unlucky. He should have took a touch. He should know better, shouldn't he? But he is a centre half, so
yeah. There we go. We'll give him a bit of credit. He is a centre half.
That was hard. Sorry. All right, over to our free mini league, which is open for anybody to join. If you're not in it, make sure you can join it now. In our top of the mini league is FPL Planner. So he overall 467th in the world. FPL Planning is absolutely smashing it. He's obviously based here in Australia. He's in Canberra. And he's killing it. So well done, buddy. Like, we're hoping to get the FPL planner. Here he is now. He's just joined us on the YouTube. Evening. I hope you're well, mate. And yeah, we're excited to get him on the podcast in the next couple of weeks because he's smashing it. So he's in first place, 940 overall. I think it says there. My screen's not too got a bit fuzzy. And in second, 922 points, Polska Goron. And Netflix and Chilwell in third, 919. These guys in our free mini, the top 10 are all in the top 10 in the world. So overall, which is unbelievable. Matt, pretty hard to keep up with these guys, huh?
Oh, it's unreal, the standard in the league. And yeah, FPL planners, doing so well at the top there. There's a new name I've seen there in second with Polska. That's one I've not seen actually before. So yeah, he's shot up the league, and yeah, just unreal standard. And it's good to see a lot of good Australian representation in there, from all parts of the country. So yeah, brilliant stuff.
Yeah, well done, FPL planner. And then over to the women's. Madja, she's still top of this league, 885 points, 25k overall. Doing fantastic in there. Karen Spence in second and Patricia in third. There's a really competitive in there. How's the Guru's missus doing? Where is she on here? 16th?
16th.
Yeah, that's not too bad at all. 46 this week.
It's not bad. She had a reasonable week. I think, yeah, she's still got, I believe she has used her wild card actually. She's used her wild card a couple of weeks ago. I think this is the week for her that she's really counting on Callum Wilson, who she brought in a couple of game weeks ago. She's might still have Vardy as well. She really rates Jamie Vardy as a footballer and an FPL asset. So I think she's looking forward to this game week. She's hanging in there in the top 20.
That's it. She's probably needs to drop her pride and listen to some advice from you, mate, I think. So over to the bonus bank, FPL Addicts Mini. So the FPL Addicts bonus one is a head-to-head competition mini league. We've got Donald, who is top of that one as well. So he's looking to take out that prize, and that is sponsored by Bonus Bank. These guys have offered whoever wins this one gets a $450 valued prize, which gives them a year's premium subscription. And Donald is looking good for that one. And Ozspike in second is hanging in on there. He's looking really good actually. I didn't realise he was that high up in this one. Yeah. Ozspike. So he's starting to creep up now in the paid leagues and the bonus bank league. So yeah, nice one, Simon. Yeah, Simon's done well there. And Ali and Simon both share the points with Donald at the top, and Donald's edging it on his points, and Tom Stone's up there as well. That guy needs to be stopped. But that kind of settles up where we're at with our mini leagues. So we're going to probably jump over to the preview. So Reedy, we're going to start with you and just review your team for game week 13. I'll just bring it up on screen now. Just bear with me 2 seconds. In the podcast mini, mate, you have actually dropped below me. So that's why we're starting with you. So you're in 4th place. There are 6 of us in this league. There's Statman Dave just plugging at the bottom there. Elliot Craig in 5th. Reedy is in 4th. So we'll jump to you first, mate. 47 points this week. As you mentioned, you weren't too happy about that, but you were above the average.
Yeah, it was all right, wasn't it? I mean, I took the -4, so technically I wasn't, was I?
No, so you did finish 1 under. I was trying to make it look a bit better than what it was then, mate.
Listen, just say it how it is. Let's be honest. Come on, I'm not shy to get a red arrow and not do too well for a game week. It happens. But yeah, 47, as you say there. Guaita, brought him in with the hope that he'd bring me some clean sheets, but Palace lately have just seemed to fall short when it comes to set pieces, defending them. They just haven't got a clue, have they? So, it's not been great on that one, but the back 3 that I've got in there, we all know, all FPL managers were kind of shaking their heads when City conceded that last-minute goal. Lanzini with a peach of a goal, really. So yeah, I didn't get the clean sheet on there. Livramento got spanked by Liverpool. So Trent got me that 9 at the back, which was quite good. Midfield, Salah and Jota, they were the ones that worked the magic. Gallagher lately hasn't provided much, and Buemo, has he ever provided? don't think so.
I don't think he's delivered since the hype came in.
No.
I think you both got stung on that one, mate.
Yeah, not unless you get points for hitting the post.
Exactly. I think he posted something recently on his social media to do with being the top stats for hitting the woodwork, and I don't think people were too happy with that. I mean, once he starts putting them in the back of the net or getting the assists, maybe then he can post stuff. But yeah, so like I say, those two guys didn't deliver. Salah and Jota brought the cream, and that man Jota was the man that I brought in basically for Foden. Decided to do that, and at my front three, Brozier got a little 2-pointer against Liverpool. I think he come on as a sub. Hwang didn't deliver, and Jimenez didn't deliver. Wolves against Norwich. I mean, I didn't expect that one to go the way it did, but unfortunately, it just happened. Jimenez didn't deliver. Who's the other transfer? My initial transfer that I brought in for Jesus, actually. And he didn't deliver, didn't bring the cookies home. So Jota was the man for me with Salah with the captain's armband.
Yeah, and that was it. I mean, Jota was the one that you took the hit for. And when he scored in that first 3 minutes, mate, I text you straight away with a little sweat emoji, because I'm sure you were pretty relieved about that one, as I'm sure quite a few managers were. Obviously, there's a lot of hype about Jota at the moment. I think everyone's going to get FOMO who hasn't got him. I'm definitely looking at that one, trying to hold off. Sorry, go on, mate.
I was just going to say, it's something that as fantasy managers, we're all sort of like guilty of doing, in terms of who we have that one free transfer, and you think to yourself, who do we actually transfer out? And there is, you can roll over, but when it comes to such a tight fixture congestion like there is at the moment, you want to make the most of these games. And in hindsight, I was thinking to myself, I could have just left the Jimenez transfer. I went for that because of the fixture, and took out Jesus. And obviously, I should have just went with the Foden for Jota. But we live and learn, so we move. Game week 14 to look forward to.
Yeah, fair enough, mate. Guru, have you got any tips for anyone who's getting these last minute urges to make transfers? Is there any way around that?
Look, me, I always wait till press conferences, and then I don't know, if you get an inkling, if you get a feeling, then do it. Like Reedy's just shown a prime example there of, he was getting the urge for Jota, and he was getting that feeling. And he did it, and he got, the 14-point haul. I guess you take away the 4. He's then got 10 points. And I'm not sure how the player. I think Foden was who he took out. So Reedy's definitely benefited there. So sometimes if you get that inkling, you just got to do it. Like with me in my side, obviously we'll go through my team in a minute, but I was too reluctant to take a hit and didn't go for Jota, and kind of thought I'd just stick with Foden, and and it didn't work out. So I always just say, if you're getting that gut feeling, then go for it. And Reedy's just shown a prime example of, he got that feeling, he did it, and it saved his game week basically.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, yeah. I mean, so Reedy's made that many transfers. One of them's got hit sometime, hasn't they? So
yeah, that's true. He's only made about 100 this season.
Whoa, boys, come on! I've not hit the 30 mark yet. Give me a break, eh?
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, every credit, Reedy. Well done for taking that one, mate. At least one of them came off, like we said. So yeah, going into my team now, 55 points for the week. Pretty happy with that. Obviously, 11 above the average. I stuck with Ramsdale in goal, which obviously went well against Newcastle. So yeah, pretty pleased with that. With the 7 points, he got the extra point for the saves. White with the clean sheet. So I think that's the first time, apart from like Man United Leeds, I think first game of the season where the first kickoff has actually benefited me. So I came away with that with 13 points. Trent at the back, happy days. Cancelo obviously didn't hit in that one with a 1-pointer. Livramento, obviously that Liverpool did the damage there. And I think obviously a bit like Reedy, Son obviously went to the bench. I transferred Reguilon in this week for Chilwell. That game obviously got canned because of the snow, which, two assets not playing, still finishing on 55. That's why I was quite pleased with that. Alan came in and got the 2 for me, and Belmo, as we said, 2, and then Salah with the captain. And then the forwards, obviously going to Hwang and Jesus, they both got 2. But Vardy in with the 12 obviously propelled me for this game week to take me well above that average. And yeah, like loyalty prevailed in there. And the fixture run Leicester have got, if they can continue this, I mean, Southampton, Villa, Newcastle, Tottenham, Everton to come. the form is looking good for Leicester, Guru.
Yeah, I think, now they've opened the floodgates with the 4 goals against Watford. People will definitely be keeping eyes on them. And then, those Vardy owners are probably just going to stick through it now. They've got their reward, and there's possibly going to be more to come. We saw a couple of years ago, Leicester did win 9-0 at St Mary's, and Vardy got an absolutely huge score that night, as did many other Leicester players. So, it's a good fixture for Leicester historically. So it's going to be an interesting one to see how those players do.
Yeah, really interesting. And wouldn't that be nice? I mean, the striker scenario, even though there are a lot of strikers available, obviously we speak about this week after week at the moment with the form of these strikers. If Vardy can find a bit of form, everyone's going to have eyes on him. Obviously, Kane's the other one that everyone's looking at, like yourself, Guru, brought him in. And yeah, it's causing still a bit of a stir and a bit of an issue of where to go and who to rely on. But so yeah, 55 points for me. Happy with that. Moved up. Where did I go to? I went to 650 in the world. So overall, I think I was 400k a couple of weeks ago. But yeah, dropped and then trying to make a bit of a comeback now. So we'll see how we go.
You're still not mentioning you've gone above me. You're about to, aren't you?
I can't. I'm just about to finish that line off. As long as I'm above Reedy, I'm all right. So Reedy's sitting 668 in the overall, and I'm 650, so that's all right. And then in the podcast mini that we've got here up on screen, I'm 1 point above him. So I will take that. And got the bragging rights for this game week. Hopefully it can last for the rest of the week.
Enjoy it while it lasts, yeah.
Well, I'm sure you're going to take about 20 transfer hits this week, so I think I'll be all right. Ollie Walker-Peel, not here tonight. 56. Ollie finished on one above me, the best performing panel member of the week. So every credit, Ollie. Well done with you, mate. And he's made his transfers already. I put them up on the Instagram earlier, so check out the Instagram to see where Ollie's gone with that, and Elliot's will be up shortly. And over to the guru, the FPL Addicts guru himself, with the Delhi Tubbies, 47 points above the average. And Guru, talk to us. How'd it go?
It didn't go great this week. Obviously, I've just about scraped the average. My transfers were Reece James and Harry Kane. Kane didn't play with the game getting called off. Reece James only come out with 1 point. But I'm glad I got them in when I did, because I brought them in Friday night and then they price rised overnight. And Ronaldo, who I bring out, got 0 anyway. So didn't make too much of a difference. It's just mad to think Brandon Williams was one of my bigger scorers with 7 points for Norwich. He come off my bench for Foden, who I reluctantly held on to. He didn't play for City. He was injured. So I'm going to have to make a decision about whether or not I'm going to keep him. I'm just waiting on the intel from Pep. Obviously, I've got Kane ready for this week. Jimenez did disappoint. I was expecting something from him there, but then I guess on the flip side, I got the points from Williams. Trent was good again. Rafinha, didn't do enough. I only got the 3. But look, we go again. I've got above the average. Actually, I mentioned Sanchez in goal. Actually, he did surprise me. I didn't actually expect the 8 points from him. But look, you're not always going to get the big weeks. I had a really good week last week. I've stayed into sort of in the top 100k. But it does show you, a bad game week can really shoot you down the ranks. So there was a point last week. I think I was sitting in the top sort of 20 to 25k, and then there was a point on the weekend where I'd moved all the way down to 120k, and then Lanzini bangs that goal in, and then I moved back into the top 100k, and it's just, it's a huge roller coaster. But it's all part of the fun. It's why we play the game, and hoping for a better round in game week 14.
Yeah, that is luck of the draw, in it, with what happens in this game. As we said, I mean, if that Rudiger got a couple of goals in there, you would have maintained, a bit of a higher overall rank there. And like I said, Brighton Leeds 0-0. Potter getting booed there as well. He had a bit of a dig of him at the end as well. What did you think of that?
I think, I thought, to be fair, like Potter had every right to say what he did, because the reality is with Brighton, it wasn't long ago they were playing in an athletic stadium, very run down, old sort of stadium. They were in the old Nationwide, I think maybe Division 2, probably what it was back in its time. And they've come a long way. And I think, Potter's done a remarkable job there. And, I think, I think he was fair in what he said. Also, it'd be interesting to hear someone like Ozspike's comments. Obviously, he's a regular at the Amex. There he goes. He said on screen, Ozspike just said, "Not booed by me. It was just a few idiots." And I think, I think he's right there. There's always, that minority that just get it wrong. And I think, those Brighton fans that booed, it's just, I don't understand it, to be honest.
No, fair enough. And as we said, Ozspike, he's there. He's our Brighton correspondent. So I'm sure he can give us some better insight. So thank you for clarifying that, Simon. And just before we go into fixtures for this week, let's have a look at some transfers. So we'll start with you, Reedy. Everyone's obviously intrigued to see what transfers you would do every week, mate. So what are you thinking?
Oh, you really want to know? You really you want to know, so you can stay above me.
Jack wants to know, yeah.
Jack wants to know. Okay. So the transfers have been made already. I might have even made these on Sunday, was it? Yeah, possibly Sunday. Because I knew there'd be a price rise. I mean, there's price rise galore. Lately it's insane how much players are just going up. So my two moves are Reece James is in. And also, I can't believe I've done this, but I've done it because I knew it was a mistake. So Jimenez is back out already. It's only lasted one game week.
Wow.
Poor man. Yeah, so he's out.
You've shipped him already. He's gone.
I thought you were going to say something else then, but no. Basically, he's gone out, and I've brought in Vardy. That main man party. Why I ever left the Vardy party, to be honest, I don't know. I really don't know.
So Vardy was in your team, what, 2 weeks ago?
I don't know about 2 weeks ago. I don't think, was it?
Yeah, he was. He was 2. I'm just on your team now. So game week 11 he was in, and then you shipped him out.
Yeah, so he was. Yeah.
So you've gone in and out. You've dropped you didn't fancy the Wolves double up. With Hwang and Jimenez then, and now you've brought Vardy back in.
No.
You got
Vardy
FOMO.
I have massively, and that's what I get though, boys. Egg on my face for not keeping the faith in him, and I just kind of keeping hold of him. But yeah, he's back in now, and he's back. He's not going anywhere. That's for sure. I don't care if he has a quiet game week 1 week. You look at those fixtures that Leicester have got. How can I not have him in? And the Reece James one, I needed to make that move really because I did have, I think it was Livramento, Trent, Cancelo, Amartey, and then obviously Chilwell. So Chilwell, with that big injury. So I did kind of need to make that move more than anything. And Vardy's back in there now. Hopefully he can get me a few goals and get me back above you, Jack. Even though you've got him, but it's about the differentials, I suppose, about Jota for me. So it depends if you're going to bring him in then, doesn't it?
Yeah, I suppose on that note, we'll go on to my one. I mean, for you, James to Chilwell, obviously that was kind of a straight one, which everyone was kind of doing, weren't they? So I don't think it's a bad move at all, really, is it? So you're kind of safe in a way, just going sideways across. But obviously with Chilwell being injured, good move. The Vardy one, obviously I've got Vardy, so that kind of cancels out any moves with me being a differential against you. But yeah, the Otter one, like you said. So I haven't made any moves yet. My plan was still to get through this game week, and then at the weekend, I'll have a free transfer rollover, 2 transfers for the weekend, and maybe a third just to change things up. I guess just with the Chilwell injury last week, it kind of threw what moves I was looking at, and then with the change of manager at United as well, I'm still got my eyes on United assets. Obviously the obvious ones being Ronaldo. Your Rashford, your Brunos, even Sancho. After he scored in the Champions League, now he's scored in the Prem. Is he about to hit some form now? The United fixtures are so tempting and tasty that I want to get involved in them, and it makes it just that bit more fun as well. So at the moment, no moves for me for this game week. Probably just going to roll over and play it out, and then this weekend, make some moves which we'll do on Thursday night. I think we're going to do in Australia. We're going to do a Thursday night pod. United are playing Arsenal Friday morning, I think it is. So we'll probably have to go in early before that game week and see what that looks like, and get a podcast going for game week 15. Just because they're coming thick and fast, and we need to try and keep up and get this content out to you guys. If you've just joined us on the Spaces, by the way, we're doing a dual stream. We are live on YouTube as well, and we are doing the Spaces live too. So thank you for joining us, everyone. If you want to ask any questions, you can jump on the YouTube and put some comments on there. We'll bring them up on screen. We won't be taking any requests on the Twitter Space at the moment. I just want to give a shout out to Tom Stones, who is in the building on Spaces, by the way. Tom, we gave you a bit of a big rap before. 3 awards in this season so far. The reigning champion of the FPL Addicts Mini is in space right now. So good day, Tom, and well done on your awards so far, mate. Looking forward to you still smashing it in this competition. So back to transfers. Guru, over to you, my man.
Yeah, look, it's a tough one for me. I'm still waiting on these press conferences. I'm probably going to, be up all night in Australia time and pull an all-nighter just to find out what's going to happen. But it's a tough one. I've still got Foden at the moment in my side. The obvious move is just a straight swap for Jota, bring him in. But then a bit of me also, if I wants to keep Foden for this Watford game on the weekend, knowing that he's in this false 9 position. But again, it's a risky game with Pep. Because he's just got so much talent. If I don't do that one, if Foden's fit, I might even just do a rollover of my team. I can play a 4-4-2, keep Foden in there, and then have 2 transfers for the weekend. So it's an interesting one. It's all waiting on these press conferences and Phil Foden, to be honest, as to what my transfer ends up being. And then if I have 2 free, then it can help me bring in maybe Cancelo on the weekend. And that's kind of how I'm looking. I'm going to wait on these press conferences, but for now, it's either Jota for Foden or an Elliot Craig roll over the transfers.
Fantastic stuff, mate. Right, okay, captains, boys. Obviously, the Guru, we're looking forward to seeing what those this all night that you're going to do. This is the commitment an FPL manager in Australia has to take. You have to be up all night with these press conferences and put the effort in to reap the rewards. But captains, Guru first.
It's on Salah, and I think it's going to stay. It will stay on Salah for me. Everton, Everton have been on really poor form. I think it's 7 games, maybe more now. They've not won in. Obviously, they've barely scored a goal, but it's still a derby. It's Goodison Park. We know what their fans are like. The atmosphere is going to be it's going to be strong. It's never been a derby as well. That's last season I think it was 2-2. But I've always found it quite a scrappy derby, quite a low scoring sort of derby at Goodison. It's never been the best football wise. But I can't look past Salah really, just on the fact that Everton have been so poor and Liverpool have been scoring goals for fun. So I think I'll go safe and stick with Salah.
Stick with the perma captain, Mo Salah. So, Salah, listen, Everton, I think it's game week 6, I think I was looking at, since they last won a game. Benitez under fire. Can you imagine those Liverpool fans this week? I'm sure Chris Reed's going to be singing from his living room, chanting Benitez against Everton, just to rub it in a little bit.
A living room, mate. I'll be at the pub.
That is your living room, innit?
Got to take it easy, haven't you, leading up to Christmas? Otherwise, you'll end up getting kicked out. So, it's going to be an interesting one. Benitez under fire, like you say, mate. And I think fantasy managers as well as Jurgen Klopp will be licking their lips at the prospect of Liverpool, thrashing Everton.
Yeah, that's it. And what about your captain choice? Would Mo Salah be the one, or are you going for a differential? I'm sure I've got a few ideas what you could be turning to, but is it Mo Salah for you?
It's not this week, no. I'm not going for Salah.
Is it Son?
Nope, it's not Son either. It is Jota. I'm putting it on Jota this week.
Yes.
Nice.
The man in form, and I'm just taking a risk. It's not really a risk, is it? It's the man's playing in that position, and he's grabbed the last 2 game weeks, grabbed the goals and stuff. Why not? I've got ground to make up still, and I'm taking it this week. He's going to be involved in a goal or a few goals to some extent. So I'm just going to go for it and take it. What do you think, boys? Do you think it's too risky or?
Listen, for me, I think Yotta's a good shout. I do like him. I think there was this hesitation, though, wasn't there, about him missing sitters. And I know he banged in, obviously, the 2 at the weekend. He's going to be full of confidence, right? And that's probably the only reason I think it is a stronger shout, because he's come off the back of these goals that he scored. But there is that back of mind going, is he a natural goal scorer? But as a captain differential, listen, great shout. I think it's, Liverpool better than us. You obviously seen it, looking at them a lot more and analysing them a lot more. But yeah, listen, good shout, good differential. Hope he doesn't hit, because I'm going to go Son.
Well, you never know. I might get called off again, Jack, so you'll be all right. Who's your vice going to be?
Salah. That's it. Matt, did you want to add to that one about Yotta as a captain shout? Sorry.
Yeah, look, it's not the worst move. He was brilliant on the weekend. He's an absolute fire. You own Salah anyway, so you're going to get some Salah points. If that's what you want to do, then go for it. For me, I just think I can't see Everton handling Salah. He loves a big game. We saw what he did in the derby against Man United at Old Trafford, and I can see him doing sort of similar in this game at Goodison. It's been a few games without a goal now in the league as well, Salah. And I think if Liverpool grab a couple of goals, I think I'm feeling a Salah special.
Well, there you go, everyone listening. Salah special from the Guru, and that leads us into the next section, the Guru section. This is what a lot of our fantasy crowd all tune in for, to get the know, to get the intel, to get the advice, to get the opinion of our very own FPL Addicts Guru. So I'm just going to bring in up our share screen on YouTube. So if you do want to jump over there, you can search FPL Addicts and you can watch what the Guru is saying there, or feel free to carry on in the space and listen to the Guru's words of wisdom. So Guru, I've just brought up your Scout 11 on here for game week 14. So do you want to go through that one, or are you going through your team selection? Sorry. Yeah, you Scout 11.
Yeah. Look, I'll start with the Scout 11. So these are just 11 players. It's all within the £100 million budget for the week. So it's just sort of to see, see what score they get at the end, and try and pick some players that we think are going to hit this week. So I'll start with the goalkeeper. I'm going to go with Sarr from Wolves with the Burnley home game. I've been was impressed with Wolves over the last couple of weeks, a couple of clean sheets. So liking him in goal. I've got Semedo at the back, so I'm going to stick with that double up. He's impressed me in the last couple of games for Wolves as well. He's getting forward. And then I've gone with a couple of the usuals: Trent Alexander-Arnold, Reece James, and then I'm going to give Reguilon a go in the Scout 11 this week. Home to Brentford, he'll be nice and rested from the weekend. Like Spurs haven't been the most reliable side this season, but Reguilon did get a nice score against Leeds last time out. So it's going to be the back four. And then in midfield, I've got Salah, the captain's armbands on him, away to Everton. I think no surprises there. Son at home to Brentford, got him in there. And then the next one's probably going to be a bit of a surprise for a lot of people. But again, because this is within the £100 million budget, I had to put a cheap kind of enabler in there. I've put Billy Gilmore in there. Away to Newcastle. He's actually looked really good in a Norwich shirt in the last couple of games. Norwich haven't lost under Dean Smith just yet. And I haven't been too impressed with Newcastle. So I think Billy Gilmore, could be an interesting option for Norwich, especially with his price point, really low price. I think he's gone down to 4.4. And then I've gone with a front three. Harry Kane, look, there is a Spurs triple up this week, and I've only kind of just realised that that's in there. Not trying to be, I try not to be biased there, but I just think I've got a feeling the next couple of games could be quite good for Spurs. I think the rest will do the team well. I think they needed it. So I've got Kane, I've got Raul Jimenez with the Burnley home game, and I've got Callum Wilson at home to Norwich. And probably the only other change I might have maybe liked to have made was maybe Vardy for Kane. I don't think it's a bad kind of swap out, but 4-3-3 this week. I think predicted points I can see that if Salah gets a haul, I can see this team, maybe getting about 75 points or so. Actually, looks quite good on paper. So we'll see how it does next week.
Yeah, lovely, mate. Obviously, real looking the look of the team in there. I suppose Yotta's a bit unfortunate to miss out on there.
He is. Now I'm having like another sort of reflection over the team, and there is a few players where I'm thinking I could have put a Vardy in there, and then maybe upgraded a Gilmore, but again, like wouldn't have been able to fit Jota in. I've probably been a bit too nice putting the Son and Kane double up. But I'm happy with the Trent and Salah coverage for Liverpool. But I think Jota's really unlucky, and Vardy's really unlucky. But I wanted to go with the three up front this week. I wanted to give the strikers a run out. The strikers are due some goals. Let's hope so.
Yeah, no, nice pick. I mean, Wilson's on there, got a great fixture against Norwich. Reedy, would you have not fancied him instead of Vardy?
I don't know.
Is that a plane going over the house then?
Yeah, it was a bit of a weird one, wasn't it? It's a great scout 11. Don't get me wrong, and especially that defense. You've got to have Salah in there. Let's be honest. At some point, it's got to click with Spurs. It has got to click. So I think with the Son Kane double up, I don't think it's a bad idea having them in, because at some point, and you look at Brentford against Everton, they weren't anything special, and they were at home as well. So you'd fancy Tottenham to beat Brentford quite comfortably. So I think Vardy is unlucky to miss out. I don't know if Callum Wilson will be able to, he'll score a handful of goals against Norwich, because Norwich have actually turned things around and done all right. So it's a tricky one. I can see why you've gone with Wilson or Guru. Good pick on that one, mate. And I think Jota's the one that I'd probably have in there more than anyone. If you were going to switch anyone, it would probably be Jota for Son.
Yeah, nice
work.
I
can't disagree. Hard to disagree there, really. Like now looking back on the team, I'm sort of like, Jota would have fitted in there nicely, but we'll see how we go. Can't have them all, unfortunately. But I'm excited to see how Billy Gilmore does. Albeit he's just he's a cheap one, but he's really impressed me over the last couple of games.
I think it's a great pick to put in there. You know what I mean, especially with him being low budget. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a fair shout when you look at the ones in that price range. For me, I've got Allen and Longstaff. Longstaff isn't getting in the team at the minute, it seems, under Eddie Howe. Allen has just been kind of ticking over, not really doing much, and Everton are out of form. I think Ollie might have brought Allen in this week, actually. And, maybe another one round there is MacArthur, but I think, is he injured now, McCarthy? And who else? Kind of Douglas Luiz for Aston Villa, but all these assets.
Ramsey at Villa's not a bad one. He's not a bad one.
So, I mean, out of them picks at that value, Gilmore got an assist in the game previous, so if he can, he's obviously a very talented player. So it'll be interesting to see if Dean Smith can, get him going and see where he goes. But we'll get into obviously more of the guru section now. So we've got is it ones to watch first?
Yeah, I've got some ones to watch this week. I've got three players that I'm keeping my eye on this game week. Gundogan, who was a big favourite of mine last season. I remember having him in throughout that incredible run that he had. And I was captaining him most weeks, and he's got the Villa away game, which I think it will be a tough game, but he's 3.2% owned. He's coming off the back of a 13-point haul. Again, we never know what Pep's going to do, but I'm liking Gundogan this week. Obviously, going on to the Leicester players that we spoke about earlier, I think James Maddison coming off the back of a really good game week again. On the weekend, he's 6.6 million. He's 5% owned. Southampton away, it's a pretty good fixture. Is he fit enough to play 2 games in a week? I guess we'll find out. But he caught my eye. I think he's one to watch out for. And then Emerson Royale, I think from the Spurs fullbacks, there's a lot of eyes on Reguilon at the moment. But Emerson Royale, 0.9% owned with that Brentford game. He could really go under the radar at 4.9 million. So I think those three, they're quite interesting ones to watch. I've tried to bring some of them into to my FPL draft team, but no success this week. All taken, but I think they're all really good picks to look out for.
Yeah, nice. Some nice picks in there. Obviously, you're loving the Spurs picks this week. Lots of options in there. Obviously, no bias involved in that at all. But 3 teams to watch from yourself, Guru.
I would say it's Chelsea for me. Away at Watford. I know Watford have had their moments under Ranieri since he's come in, but they've also had those couple of games that haven't been so good, like the Leicester one. Chelsea are just, I know they drop points on the weekend, but they're just a different beast. A well-oiled machine, lots of options. I think Chelsea are gonna come out and win that one. I think it's definitely one where there's some FPL assets in there for everyone. Reece James, Alonso. I'll also go with Liverpool away to Everton. Is it going to be a derby? There's always that, but I think Everton's form is just really poor at the moment. And then I haven't backed. Obviously, being a Spurs fan, I'll back us this week against Brentford. I've not backed us much this season. But I think the rest might do us some good. Conte maybe some more time on the training pitch. So I'll throw that one in there. It's on the Thursday night UK, Friday morning. So it's one of the last games of the week. So hopefully, maybe the best till last.
All right. So we're getting a bit of a theme in today's podcast. Lots of Spurs assets, teams to back.
We'll have
to see what the bonus bank probabilities are on this from them guys. But yeah, listen, I think obviously fair shouts. Obviously, you got some of the big clubs, and you got Liverpool and Chelsea, and the Spurs versus Brentford. It's a tasty fixture, isn't it, for all these assets? So I don't blame you for putting them in there. Obviously, I've got Reguilon and Son in mind. Reedy's got Son. So lots of Spurs kind of theme in this one. Over to your captains. We've already discussed obviously a few options from our teams. Let's go. What have you got for us?
Yeah, I'm liking the Jota pick this week that Reedy's mentioned. I think he's a standout. Salah as well. So those two midfielders are good. Jamie Vardy and Harry Kane, I think from the strikers are both something to look out for. And then in terms of a sort of a curveball or something a bit different, I think Son isn't a bad shout as well. You get those extra midfielder points if he does score. I know he's going to be your captain, Jack. So probably say there's some captain candidates, but I think Salah and Jota will be probably the two standouts.
Oh, sorry, I just kicked you out of the stream then by accident, mate. But yeah, listen, I think Son as the curveball, I'm loving that, obviously. Goes with kind of what I'm looking at as well. And obviously, Reedy's be relieved to see Jota on there too for him. And Salah, obviously, a lot of people's perma captains like yourself, Guru, great shout. And then even obviously Harry Kane. So yeah, some great picks there, mate. And obviously appreciate you providing all them picks for us. Going into the next part, obviously we're going to kind of wrap up. But Reedy, was there any fixtures that you're looking at this weekend that caught your eye?
Oh, there's an abundance of great fixtures this week. The main one for me is the Liverpool Everton one. Obviously, I want a good win for us there. Just keep that pressure up with City and Chelsea. But yeah, that one for me, the Liverpool Everton one, is the one that sticks out the most.
Yeah, have you got a score prediction for us, mate?
Yes, I will go. Same as the Southampton game. I'll go 4-0. 4-0. Make it a hat-trick of 4-0s, like we've beat Arsenal, now Southampton, and then Everton might be next.
Yeah, fair enough, mate. And the Guru, it wouldn't be it wouldn't be right if we didn't ask you what the Spurs-Brentford score was going to be.
Well, look, I just wanted to quickly mention as well, although actually you might be talking about United next. Actually, I won't say that. I was going to say in terms of game of the week, I think we've not looked at that one, and that was a huge game in its day. But Spurs Brentford, I've backed Spurs the whole pod. Not really sure why, given what we've seen from us lately. But I'm going to say 2-0. I think Harry Kane goal and assist, and Son with a goal, and maybe the assist for Kane's goal. So I'll go 2-0, Kane and Son.
All right, very nice, mate. And obviously, yeah, United Arsenal, as we were going to touch on then, huge game back in the day. Definitely doesn't have that much of that flavour anymore. Obviously, it's more United Liverpool these days. But yeah, United Arsenal used to be a massive fixture. For me, Ranić's first game in charge, I'm not too sure how it's going to work on this sideline and who's going to be on there, who's not. But on the team sheet, Ronaldo, will he play? I'm sure he will. And I'm sure he loves this fixture as well. So I'm actually going to go for United win. I'm going to go 2-1 United at home to Arsenal. So, be interested to see what happens there. It's definitely going to be, Friday morning, 7:15 kickoff. Watch the first half of Spurs and then jump over to the United Arsenal game for sure. But yeah, that's all we've got time for today. Thank you for joining us. If you're on our YouTube channel, please don't forget to give us a like, give us a subscribe, and leave some comments in below on the caption, and we'll get back to you if you're looking for any opinions and advice. We've got an abundance of panel members who are more than happy to. We've got a great community in our Discord. So if you're looking to join the Discord community, get involved. All the details are in the caption below as well. And a big thank you to our sponsor, Bonus Bank, for supporting us in the community this season. This week is the Manager of the Month decision. We're going to be $200 is the cash prize. Obviously, anyone in the world can play it with us. But all those who are in our paid mini membership, they are playing it out now for the $200 cash prize. So it's going to be a huge week for somebody in there to claim. I might need to triple captain somebody if I'm going to be winning that, but I don't think that's going to be likely. But as long as I beat Chris Reed, it's fine. But if you want to join Bonus Bank, you can get 25% off your premium membership. They compare all bookies odds, so you can take advantage of their promotions. It is free for a free account, or you can go premium with a 25% discount code, which is in the comments below. But that's all we've got time for game week 14. Keep an eye out on all our YouTube channel. There might be some more bits and pieces coming up, but it is coming thick and fast. So we're trying to get as much content out as possible. But until next time, may all your FPL dreams come true. Take care, stay safe, and goodbye for now, guys. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.